And we are on line. Action! So,
Um,
today we are talking with one, we could say, Hindu, who is a person of Indian origin, and you can say from the color, um, who has been living in England for, I guess, for
since birth.
all, huh?
Since birth. Yeah.
Since birthday, all your
Yeah.
life. Okay.
Yeah.
But your parents came to India, to England.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, we are not going to give specifics or whatever, but because today we were talking about your feeling that in England there is some hostility towards Hindus that is developing, that you feel this could be a danger, could be something
Yeah.
happening. So yeah, we started to discuss the reasons, why it's happening, and if we can, or what we can do to address the problem,
Yeah.
because it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a problem also in the United States. It's less of a problem, for example, in Canada or Australia or other places where the majority of the population is white.
Yeah.
Because, it's not that all the white people are necessarily hostile towards Hindus.
Yeah.
In fact, historically speaking, since the early years of the last century, when Vivekananda went to the famous event in the United States, where at the Chicago Fair, they had this Parliament of World Religions. And that started a considerable wave of interest among Western people towards Hinduism.
Yeah.
Then, of course, there were other teachers who went to, especially to the United States, and they had considerable success, like, for example, the founder of ISKCON, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who made, I don't know, many thousands of Western disciples.
Yeah.
And still today, there are lots of them, and ISKCON became quite famous and quite powerful, in a sense successful. But what we are seeing today, and especially what I have been observing as well, among the Hindus, activists, Hindu activists, especially in the West, especially in the United States, but little, around different places. They are talking a lot about Hinduphobia. And I don't know, you probably heard a similar term, Islamophobia.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've heard about that one. Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
very famous. And I think that Hinduphobia is just like the clone, the Xerox of the,
Yeah. Yeah.
the idea of Islamophobia. Now, some people are, Hindus are special. So they're trying to make it philosophical. So now
Yeah.
they're calling it, instead of Hinduphobia, because who's afraid of Hindus? Come on, seriously. Yeah.
Yeah.
they,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
started to call it Hindumisia,
Indonesia, what does
where
that mean?
phobia means fear,
Oh, yeah.
but misia means hatred.
I see.
So they're starting to, say, oh, the Hindumisia, they hate Hindus. Okay. Now, since you are in England, we were discussing, before we started this meeting, we were discussing privately about people like Rishi Sunak,
Oh, yeah.
that you actually look like him a little bit.
Yeah.
Rishi Sunak is not from Punjab. Huh?
I think he is. I think he is. From
It's
Punjab,
a
yeah.
Punjabi, uh, phenotype. I don't know, maybe, whatever.
I don't know.
Possible.
Yeah.
But Priti Patel is definitely not from Punjab.
No, she's, well, Patel is
Probably
from Gujarat.
Patel sounds like a Gujarat,
Yeah.
Rajasthan, this west side of India.
Yeah.
And they both gave a not so good name to Hindus in Britain. Because my observation, I may be wrong, but it looks like that Hindus in prominent position, political position, they're not very strategical.
Mm.
So the difference, we were mentioning this Islamophobia,
Yeah.
the difference with Muslims are much more clever. They're more strategic.
Yeah.
So they put up a lot of, very attractive propaganda. While the Hindus, in general, I'm talking about the leadership, not about the regular Hindus. The Hindu activists of Indian origin, they think that propaganda is making noise.
I see, yeah.
And affirming the rights.
Yeah, it's not always a good look,
It's not. Yeah. You were mentioning to me that unfortunately the bad impression that the people, especially in Britain, may have about Hindus is that they confuse them with Muslims.
Yeah, it can be.
South Asians, especially in regard to these so-called grooming gangs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there is, to be honest, from my own observation experience, I think there's a lot of Indians coming over from India as well, and they are a bit confused about life in Britain. Honestly, that's what I've observed, and I think that I guess with our Hindu religion, Dharma, if you look at it carefully, a lot of them are probably not really following it, I guess, and not really understanding how they should conduct themselves. Because when they come over, okay, everybody wants a better life. I do understand that, but in this country, we're living in a different country from if some of them have come over. And you have to understand the laws, and try and integrate nicely rather than, create problems, which is probably what's creating the division as well. From what I can see, between the whites that live here, the British people, and the Asians. But yeah, it is tricky from what I can see, Mark. It is tricky.
That's not that they're all behaving, badly.
No, not all of them.
Let's say that the general tendency is not to integrate.
Yeah, it's probably difficult for them because they've come from a completely different culture. They're looking for a better life, and where do they start to? You know what I mean? It's probably difficult for them. But I don't know how, like, there's a lot of complaints, it looks like, from British people that we are letting in a lot of asylum seekers and, you know, these types of people. And yeah, it's,
Yeah,
I
but the
can see the
asylum
kind of,
seekers are not coming from India, and usually they're not Hindus.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, yeah, I'm kind of going off the track a little bit, but yeah, I'm just saying in general, the Indians that come over, the Hindus that come over, yeah, I mean, I think it is still causing a problem, like in this country, um, because you know there's a lot of them coming over, and yes, they're prepared to work, but I do think it's important that, you know, like the way Indians or Hindus carry themselves, it sends a good message, because the religion itself is of course, you know, we've got some beautiful teachings and beautiful way of life if it's followed properly, you know, definitely. But it looks like, yeah, that's not the case.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that I think according to my observation, Indian society
Yeah.
has absorbed a lot of garbage
Yeah.
from cultural superimpositions, from the British colonialist system, culture, as well as from the Islamic culture, because they had the Islamic invasions and dominations for, you know, for a long time over considerable parts, considerable amount of territory. So they have unwittingly absorbed stuff that is actually alien to the original Indian culture. And because they for whatever reason, you know, I'm not saying it's just their fault, but for whatever reason, they have forgotten their own actual culture, original culture.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they have come to mistake these non-compatible cultural superimpositions for the age-old tradition. They're actually ancient tradition. Like, for example, all the garbage about women,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
which is totally Muslim. You know, if you go and see in the Shastra, Puranas and so on, there is nothing of the kind. And of course, the problem was compounded by the British because, you know, Christianity doesn't have a much better view on women than the Muslims have. You know, only they, you know, Christians have lost their power in, you know, so they lost their numbers, the dedication, because nominally the population might be identifying as Christians, but they don't know what Christian means.
Mm.
And same with Hindus. You know, so I've always said that the more a Hindu knows, actually has knowledge about his actual religion, the better person he becomes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
While
Better
the
choices.
more Abrahamic people know about their own religion, the worse people they become. Because we are human beings.
Anji.
We are all human beings. And
Yeah.
the race and the color of the skin, and, you know, is not a what to say, criteria, is not criteria for mentality and behavior.
Yeah, I do understand. Like, there's a lot of superior complex, or probably in India, and inferior complex, where with the caste system and these things. And you're right that if we look deep into the, the scriptures, that women are, they should be respected. We are mothers, sisters, etc. And whether we are married or the woman should be respected. But yeah, it does seem like I don't want to like. I know everybody's got their own kind of view about it, but definitely you could see that, like, if you're born as a woman, why should you, like, feel that it's you've got to be somebody's property or slave or anything like that. I'm just saying in a general sense. But yeah, I think that yeah, definitely when we look at the scriptures, the woman should be given the respect and treated very well. Really, that's a sign of I suppose a good Hindu if he does that. In my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, because Hinduism has always venerated a mother goddess.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in fact, the name for the mother goddess is Shakti.
Yeah.
Which means power.
Hanji. Yeah.
So, to try to keep women in a powerless position is a kind of oxymoron, a contradiction in terms.
Yeah, I mean, I know in today's society and everything, there's so many things like can confuse you. The media, social, and we can become like very, very like addicted to these things, and we can be very confused by what society is showing you. But it's only there to, like, well, I suppose not only confuse people, but I think get people to think in a certain way. It looks like that's what the purpose is.
Mm-hmm.
But we really have to be like understand what how we should really behave towards, like, people in general and women, of course. And that comes from probably studying like properly and understanding. Because society, and I'm not saying, like, you can see how some people like carry themselves, and unfortunately, and they're always going to do that because that's just like the mentality set.
I mean, there is, from reading Bhagavad Gita, you have seen that there are 3 gunas.
Yeah.
Sattva, Rajas, Tamas.
Yeah.
Human beings will always be human beings in the sense that they will come into contact with all the 3 gunas sooner or later. They are exposed to all 3 of the gunas.
Yeah.
But we can change
which
we
can
guna
change.
we want to associate with. Cultivate.
Yeah, absolutely, Mati. Yeah, but like you say, Mati, people change, like, I don't know, maybe if life, they look for something, direction, or I know, like, we're speaking about Hindus. I suppose if a Hindu person is struggling, or they should look at like the scriptures, and I wish we had good role models as well out there as well. That would help as well. But because it is a beautiful religion, no doubt. If we examine the the Vedic scriptures very carefully. But I know it takes some people longer to think in that way, or want to think about something more higher than themselves.
Well, especially in Kali Yuga, people tend to be more lazy.
Yeah. They want something to fall in their lap.
Yeah, and they are happy being sheep.
Yeah.
So they can just think about, eating the best grass and humping the sheep that is just next to you. You can, rub a little bit. you know, and more or less having a good position in the how you call it, the group in society.
I see. I see. In the rat race, yeah.
Yeah, in sheep race or rat race, and because that's human, you know.
Yeah.
The problem is that the enemies of Dharma are more clever and more dedicated. So we cannot win this war to support Dharma by just whining and complaining.
Yeah, it's not going to get you very far. It's just, it might make you feel better in a moment, but
but
just for a few seconds. It's not solving anything. Yeah, it's not.
Nope. Actually, it's actually, you know, it can get worse.
Yeah.
Especially because, as we were saying, you know, for example, mostly today the opposition is between Hindus and Muslims, because Muslims are quite aggressive, especially we can see in Pakistan and Bangladesh, and in some measure in India as well, but especially Pakistan and Bangladesh. So the perception of the confrontation is basically on that. Now, I have heard the new mayor of New York, who was recently elected, and he is a very proud Muslim from Gujarat. And he gave a very passionate declaration, public declaration, that Modi is a war criminal. And he said that when he tells people that he's a Muslim from Gujarat, they are, oh, but there are still Muslims in Gujarat. I thought that everybody was, was killed.
I see.
By the bad BJP people. Which is not exactly accurate. And especially doesn't tell the whole story. Because it's true there were riots in Gujarat that pushed the BJP and Modi to the national attention. But why the riot started? You heard about the incident at Godhra?
No, I'm not, I'll be honest.
You see, the problem is that they all, Hindutva activists, they only tell these things among themselves.
Yeah.
They're not, disseminating the proper information. So they're trying to be more political, but Godhra incident was before the riots. At the railway station in Godhra, one train was stationed, was sitting in the railway station on the way coming from Ayodhya. And going wherever it was going, I don't know. And there was the train was full of Hindu pilgrims who had gone to Ayodhya. So what happened while the train was sitting there, some people went on the train to douse everything with kerosene and burned the train down.
I see. I see.
So the entire carriage of people, one whole carriage, 72 or more people, were burned to death.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's not
Old
humane.
people, young people, women, children, they were just traveling. And the police there, who were, of course, police was under the orders of the Congress Party, and the police there, they just stood and watched.
Gosh. Oh, dear.
And looks like the local Hindus, when they came to know about the situation, got a bit annoyed.
Yeah.
So now the problem was that there was no strategy. There still is no
I see.
strategy. So people just got angry.
Yeah,
And
you
they
have to
went
think
right to fight and to take revenge blindly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not the answer. Definitely
That's
not
not
the
the answer,
answer.
you
Yeah.
know. But if you go and see, it's full of Muslims in Gujarat. It's not that, oh, they killed everyone. No, the famous Gujarat riots were not going on for years and years and years, There were just a
Yeah.
few days of actually very angry people going around and doing things they should not have done. Absolutely, we need to condemn this type of things because revenge is not the point.
No, of course, Mataji. Whoever's doing it, like whichever religion, it's clearly wrong, isn't it? To do that.
So we
Yeah.
have in the Hindu tradition, Vedic tradition, we don't have to be non-violent in the sense of Mohandas Gandhi.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because,
Hanji.
Hindus can fight, there's no problem. But
Yeah.
they need to fight for defense,
Yeah. Self-defense. Yeah.
not for revenge.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, they went and attacked the shops and women and whatever, but they never trained properly their activists to protect the Hindu pilgrims and the Hindu temples.
Yeah.
So basically, we showed them. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Not working.
Yeah,
Not
no,
working.
Hanji.
Not working.
Yeah.
And, in the same way that the Hindus are approaching politics.
Yeah.
Not only in India, but also in the West. Let's see, for example, we were mentioning, before, like Rishi Sunak and Priti Patel in Britain. And, in the United States, we have Tulsi Gabbard, Vivek Ramaswamy, Kash Patel. What else? Who else? Who made a very bad name for themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
By supporting Trump, and in quite an unreasonable manner.
Yeah.
So they are going to end up as scapegoats.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, it is difficult, Mataji, because I know with the religion, it is obviously if we look at history, it's one of the oldest religions.
Oh, but it's not. No, okay. Because here it's not about religion.
Yeah.
It's about material identification with the community that is basically a birth community.
Hanji, yeah.
It's not that Priti Patel was preaching the Bhagavad Gita.
No, I understand.
Priti Patel was saying, let's kick out all the Muslim immigrants.
I see.
Basically. Which, that's not the way to say it.
No, of course, it's not the way to do it, yeah. Definitely not.
Because as we were mentioning, most Western people identify Hindus and Muslims as being Indians of the same race, or Pakistanis.
Yeah.
So they believe that religion equates to race.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, many Hindus are doing the same with the white people.
Yeah. I think that's why it's probably ignorance, Martin, isn't it? Because, like, really, when you look at somebody, you can't just paint everybody with the same brush,
Yeah. That's called racism.
Yeah.
The problem is that, in order not to be accused of being racist, people are making even a bigger mess.
Yeah.
Because they're not talking about Muslims or Pakistanis they're calling them Asians.
Yeah.
Or South Asians.
Yeah, all with the same brush, yeah.
Which, reinforces this idea, you're all the same.
Yeah, there is a problem, but like you say, Marty, I suppose, we do have to conduct ourselves well, definitely, in wherever we are. But if, it looks like to me, there's a lot of people coming over from wherever, India, Pakistan, or whatever, and I'm not sure how well it comes across to where they're living, because it is a large numbers. A lot of people are leaving. It looks like leaving India or whatever, and it's sad really, because the country it does need a lot of help as well, by the looks of it.
I believe that we should try.
Yeah.
Our best. Of course, we cannot be responsible for success, as Gita says. Yeah. We don't have the right to success. Success or failure. The results of the action don't depend entirely on us, but
no,
we should make an effort.
No, absolutely, yeah.
Help people to understand better, to get better knowledge, better understanding, better opening, better strategies, make better choices.
Definitely. Yeah, these choices shape your life, don't they, ultimately? So
not only they shape your life, they also shape your community and society in general, and the planet. The whole humankind. Because we are individuals, but all together we can, even if we make small steps, but still we can do something good. So what I would like to do is to try, to invite Hindus of Indian origin, but all the Hindus in general, to communicate better, to cooperate better on the basis of the actual knowledge.
Yeah, definitely. I
think the actual Shastra, not just on folkloristic basis.
Yeah.
Because it's nice to light all the small lamps on Diwali. It's nice to greet each other, Happy Diwali, Happy Diwali. But what does Diwali mean?
Yeah.
We need to tell people, otherwise you know, we forget it.
Of course, Mataji. Yeah, it looks like it's already forgotten in large parts because we see people thinking it's a time to drink and a time
Exactly.
to, you know.
Which is not
But
exactly the ideal Diwali.
no,
Getting drunk.
'cause, no, of course not. It's definitely not. And I think that, like you say, hard times will happen in everybody's life. And probably in this day and age, it's going to happen more now, isn't it? So I guess we do
Yeah.
have to, in one sense, and when I say be prepared, I mean like mentally and like spiritually, like more connected to God, so we can, like get through it, in the best possible way. Because it's going to get tougher, isn't it? At times I can see it. Yeah, it's getting it's going to get tougher.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, Mataji, for your time, and I appreciate it.
And we can we also invite people who might be interested, want to do something proactive.
Yeah.
To actually meet and study, maybe study together.
Yeah.
To
Definitely
try to
meet some.
think about strategies together. And see
Yeah.
whatever little each one of us can actually do to
Absolutely, Mataji. The
support
saying,
Dharma.
yeah, they say two heads are better than one, so three heads must be better than two,
Yeah.
and so on.
Hands as well, not just the heads. And also more heads. They shouldn't be competing for who has the better opinion.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah, it's all about helping each other grow. That should be about that.
It's
Yeah.
about studying the opinion of the Shastra.
Yeah.
It's not my opinion, your opinion, whatever opinion, because we already have lots of Hindus getting together on Quora and on YouTube, but they're all trying to give their own opinion.
Yeah.
And they're trying to establish, oh, look how scholarly I am.
I see. Yeah.
And honestly, it's not doing much good.
No. Anji.
So we need to actually go to the original Shastra to see, especially I'm always pushing everyone towards Bhagavad Gita, and I've been pushing you as well, towards Bhagavad Gita. And you have seen it's a very important book.
Of course it is, yeah. It gives you a lot of knowledge.
Let's go to the basics. And we are not particularly impressed if someone remembers all the names and who was the relative of who.
Yeah.
Okay, right. And whatever they done in the family or whatever. We want to know the good points for Dharma and Vidya.
Yeah.
And this is the reason we study the Shastra, and this is the reason we make an effort to apply the teachings of the Shastra. That's it.
Sounds good, man. Thank you, Mataji.
Thanks to you for supporting the Dharma Yuddha.
I'll try my best.
Okay, thanks. Okay,
Thank you,
we'll talk again. Jai Ma.
Thank you, Mataji. Jai Ma.